One of the saddest things about this world is that the people that we look up to, the people that we rely on, the people that make decisions for us, the people who have power, the people who create our laws, people who tell everyone how to behave, how to think, how to feel. The people who are able to change the rules of the game, who are able to say, these are the kind of people who are going to win. These are the kind of people that we want. These are the kind of people who are going to lose. The people who can say, these are the bad people, these are the good people. Bad people should be treated like bad people. Good people should be treated like good people. People who have that kind of power, they do not get into power because they are the most competent. They will be able to be fair. They'll be able to understand human nature. They will be able to understand the people who are not like them. They will put other people's needs before their own. Because here's the thing, to become a leader, to lead people, you must be able to put other people's needs before your own. You must not have an ego. You must actually be interested in making the lives of those that you are leading better. They don't get into power because they're the most competent, because they're the most qualified. Like, yeah, this person has leadership qualities, They're the most intelligent. You don't have to be intelligent to become a leader in this world. You could not even know how to read. I'm not saying knowing how to read is a sign of intelligence, but it is necessary if you're going to become a leader. You could not know how to read. You might not even know how to write. You might not. You might not be intelligent at all, but still become a leader, right? You don't have to be intelligent. You don't have to be an effective leader. You don't have to have shown signs that you'll actually be a great leader. The people who become our leaders in this world become our leaders because they were born for it. It's not because of hard work. It's not because they'll go an extra mile for people. There's nothing to do with that. Life will place you where it feels you belong. If you want to talk about hard work, trust me, everyone is working hard. You might not realize it. Everyone is working hard. Those who are not working are people who do not have an opportunity to work. Like, no one is really lazy, It's one of the biggest lies that you've been told. Human beings are not lazy. There are people who don't even know what they need to be doing. But like, what can I be doing? So they wake up in the morning and do nothing because they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Like, whatever they try to do didn't work. So it's pointless. That's how they feel. Like, it's pointless. What am I going to do? So they do nothing. Go to any place where there's people who do not have jobs, who wake up in the morning, smoke, go and chill with their friends, do nothing that you would say is like productive, right? Give them a job, a meaningful job. They will surprise you. They will work harder than the people. Listen, they'll work harder than the people that you think are hard workers. They will surprise you. These people just don't have opportunities. People will work hard if they have opportunities. No one wants to do nothing, you know? No one wants to do nothing. Human beings want to do something. The problem is that they don't have opportunities to do what they want to do. Life puts you where it wants you to be. A person can become a leader because they are tall. Everyone looks up to them. Everyone sees them well. Everyone treats them like a leader. And because of that, they behave like a leader. Not because they care about people, not because they're intelligent, not because they're competent. People are just treating them like a leader. Maybe the person has a deep voice. When they speak, everyone wants to listen. They're not intelligent. They're not saying anything meaningful, but the voice. We don't realize how shallow people are. You know, when I was growing up, I used to think that people were sophisticated, like super sophisticated. You know what I'm saying? Like they will, like they will make the right choices. They'll be able to see beyond temptations. You know, even if you're tempted to pick someone as your leader, but if that person doesn't qualify to be a leader because they don't have real leadership qualities, you won't choose them. No, people are shallow, bro. They will surprise you. You'll be like, what? So that person, you chose them to be a leader because they're tall and they have a deep voice and that's it? You'll be like, hey, that person is confident. Yeah, they're confident because you've treated them well all their lives. I'm afraid I don't understand people at all. People don't become leaders because they're the most competent. They don't become leaders because they're the most intelligent. They don't become leaders because they're the most effective. They don't become leaders because they care about people, because they will go the extra mile. They become leaders because they were born to be leaders. So people treat them like leaders. We're programmed to treat certain people a certain way. The same way that some people, no matter where they go, they will be treated the same. If a person is very attractive, how do you think they'll be treated? If a person is very unattractive, how will they be treated? If a person is rich, how will they be treated? If a person is poor, how will they be treated? Like, we are programmed to treat people differently. We are not programmed to treat people the same way. That was life's mistake. Because that means that we are not going to select the best leaders. We are going to select the people that we like to become leaders. Not the best leaders, but those that we like to become leaders. Not the most intelligent leaders, but the people that we like. Not the most capable, not the most effective, but the people that we like. To understand how hard it is to lead people, to make decisions that affect millions of people. It's almost impossible to be fair to everyone. Do you understand how difficult it would be for you to be fair if you are given a leadership position? If you don't qualify to be a leader, you were given that leadership position because people liked you, and they didn't like you because you were a good person. They didn't like you because you were intelligent. They didn't like you because you were kind. They just like you because you can speak very loudly. You are very confident. You are willing to be ruthless. That's it. And you might say, no, that's leadership. No, to become a great leader, you must be intelligent. That is very important. You must be really, really intelligent. And when I say intelligent, I don't mean you must know how to manipulate. And I'm not talking about being able to become a leader. I'm saying to actually become a great leader, meaning that once you get into leadership position, you are able to lead well. You must be intelligent. To get into leadership, yes, you can be super manipulative, and that works for you. But once you get into power, what do? You have to be intelligent. That means that you must be able to understand people. For real, you must be able to understand people. How can you be a leader if you don't understand people? You don't understand human nature. You're this judgmental person who was given leadership position because you were born for it. Like, it's luck, really. You are still this person who judge some people. These people are not even wrong for being who they are, but you judge them because you're not intelligent enough to understand them, right? If you were raised by parents who weren't very smart, you probably suffered a lot as a kid. And your parents didn't realize that they were making your life hard for no reason. They just weren't intelligent enough to make the right decisions. It's the same as having leaders who are not qualified to be leaders but who were born to be leaders. They will not be good leaders, and that means that the people that they are leading are the ones who are going to suffer. They will be creating rules that don't make any sense. You're like, damn, man. If you have parents who will be creating rules that don't make any sense, you will just suffer. You're not going to have a great childhood. Your parents don't understand you. They're not making intelligent decisions, and they have power. You see, one of the reasons why I've never been a fan of Demiurge is because I can tell he lacks real wisdom, right? He has power, but he lacks wisdom. And he's not really that intelligent. He doesn't really have leadership quality. We're talking about someone who is competing with humans, who have ego. You can't question me. That is not a quality of a leader. A leader must want to be questioned. You can't question me. If you question me, I'm going to punish you. That is not a quality of a leader. If you pay no attention to anyone but me, that is not a quality of a leader. The quality of a leader who is insecure, who feels like they don't deserve to be. And here's the thing, bro. The people that are in power but who don't deserve to be in power know they don't deserve to be in power. That's something that I've realized. They know that if you are really intelligent and you have all leadership qualities, they will know that you have real leadership qualities, and they will be jealous of you, and they'll be insecure around you, bossy around you, angry with you for no reason. They know. they don't deserve the position. It's the same as if you work for a company and you are more qualified than the person who's supposed to be your manager. Like, they know that. They can see that you are a real threat. They ain't gonna like you. You will think they'll like you because you are very capable. They know they weren't chosen because they were capable. They can see that you're the one who'll be able to run the company better. They know that. They can identify you very easily. If people who are insecure because they're able to see someone's potential. Like, they can see what a person can do. Even if you don't see something in yourself. If someone is jealous of you, if someone is insecure around you, they can see your potential. So these people are able to identify real leaders, those who deserve to be in power. They can identify these people very easily. But they know where their power is. They know people like them for no real good reason other than the fact that they were programmed to like them. The same way that you would like someone because they're attractive. It doesn't matter if that person is good for you or not. If you like them, you like them. They might mistreat you. You might find it much easier for them to forgive them than it is to forgive someone who's not attractive, right? They might mistreat you, but if they ask for forgiveness or if they start behaving well again, you like them. You forgive them. You find it easier for them you find it easier to help them than to help other people. If they ask for help, you just want to help and you're happy to help, and you don't even understand why. Not because they have real leadership qualities, not because they deserve to be in power, because you were programmed to like them. Not because they care about you. You might find that someone might ask help from you, someone who cares about you, someone who will return the favor in the future for real. Someone who will go an extra mile for you for real. You don't even look at them twice, but you look at that person who doesn't even care about you, who will leave you stranded for real. Like, who will leave you stranded? Like, who will block you and who will surprise you for real? Like, you'll be shocked and traumatized for life because of how they treated you. We're talking about that person, but you find that you like them. Yeah, that's what nature does to us for some reason. So we have a lot of leaders who are not good leaders, but who are charismatic, who are loved by many people. So they were born to be leaders. Nature gave them that kind of power. You see, they didn't have to be good. They didn't have to be kind. They didn't have to be capable. They were given that kind of power by nature. There are people who are given a lot of power by nature. They're not good people. They're not hardworking people. Like I told you that everyone is a hard worker. It's not like there's someone who works hard. Like, everyone is really a hard worker. It just depends. There are people, when I was growing up, who didn't study and who kept on failing. Every test that we wrote, they were failing. They were not studying, but they found something that they liked. Bro, they will work harder than everyone. You'll be like, damn. Since this person found their true passion, they work harder than everyone. Someone is an artist, they don't study, but when it comes to making music, they're making music. As soon as they get home, they're making music because they found something that they like. So of course people can't work hard if they don't like something. It's forced. Do you get what I'm saying? So the problem with having leaders who are not good leaders is that we are going to suffer. The people who are being led by these people are going to suffer. If your leader doesn't understand people, you're going to suffer. That's all I was thinking yesterday when I applied for expungement, as a criminal. I applied for expungement for a crime that I paid 300 rand for. I was fined 300. 300, bro. 300 rand. Even if it was $300. $300. The crime happened when in 2013. We're talking 300 rand, which is like 300 rand is like $20, somewhere there. The crime was committed in 2013, February 2013. I was 19 or 20 at the time. I lost so many job opportunities because of that crime. I didn't qualify until now to apply for expungement. I was thinking deeply about it. I was like, how many people in our country are suffering because of a crime that they committed a long time back? As if that means they're gonna commit crime again. People learn from their mistakes, you know. People deserve second chances, and the punishment mustn't be so harsh that it actually makes people resort into doing the same thing that they were arrested. Like, I don't think you get what I'm saying. I just want to show you why sometimes it sucks to have leaders who are not really competent and who are not very intelligent. I want to show you something. I want to give you this example. If you ask me as a young man, maybe who's addicted to porn and and gunning, gunning, addicted to gunning, like you're doing it every single day, and maybe 5 times, 6 times a day. My best advice for you will be to get a girlfriend. Now, if the universe does not give you a girlfriend, you ain't gonna quit. Like, it's gonna be almost, yes, some people can, but it's gonna be almost impossible, which means that the real solution, the most practical solution, is you getting into a relationship. That's what's gonna help you. If a person commits a crime, you end up giving them a job. They committed a crime maybe because they didn't have money, or they didn't take themselves that seriously, and they had nothing to lose. People who have nothing to lose don't really mind doing something that we may consider to be bad. They have nothing to lose. But people who have a lot to lose protect their image. I know people, bro, who used, like when we were young, they used to be thieves. They got great job opportunities, they stopped being thieves. I know people who will, like most irresponsible people, when they got a good job, they stopped being irresponsible. I know people who used to get into fights when we were young. They got good jobs, they stopped fighting. Some of them work as security guards. They ain't fighting, like they know, they were well trained. They know how hard it is to get a job in South Africa. They know they have a lot to lose. But if you, listen, if you're going to say someone can't get a job because of something they did in 2013, you are making it easier for them to do it again. Why? Because they have nothing to lose. Now, this is intelligence. No, man, like being able to see things as they are, like it's not helping. It's an unnecessary punishment that is causing the same problem that we think we're trying to avoid. Do you get what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. If you want to say someone committed a crime 10 years ago, you do not remove the criminal record. They've not committed any crime within the 10 years. And you're not removing the record. And here's the worst part. If they apply for expungement, you're going to be like, it's going to take 4 to 6 months. How is it taking 4 to 6 months, bro? If they fully qualify for expungement, it was already taken 10 years and you were supposed to remove that record. yourself without them having to do anything. The same way that you let someone out of jail when they serve their time. It's your job to really to know when someone should be let out of jail. It doesn't mean that because I committed a crime, I mustn't be able to work. I'm part of society. If really I'm a horrible person, I must not even be out. I must not even be allowed back into society. Do you know how unfair it is? You find me 300 and you say you can't get a job. And like, I'm in society, bro. Like, do you care about the people that you've you are letting me be around? Because what you're really saying is that I'm a bad person and I don't deserve to be around people if you say I can't work. And you might say, no, Benedictine, but it's the companies that will say they don't want people who have criminal records. But now, that's assuming that the government is perfect. And here's what I mean. I'll tell you, I will make a video dedicated to explaining exactly what happened for me to get convicted. I mean, I had to pay fine 300. Sometimes, and I would say it's maybe 20% of the time, when it comes to like minor crime, like maybe fights and all of that, usually they don't get it right. The government doesn't really get it right, like who's really, really wrong, you know? Like it's almost impossible to understand who's really, really wrong when a fight breaks. You know, and you might find that a lot of things were not even explained. Like for me to get the criminal record, nothing was explained. I was just told that if you pay 200, you're gonna be out. You're admitting that you're guilty. You're gonna be out, and I'm thinking, yeah, I gotta go out. It's not being explained to me that, hey man, you're gonna have a criminal record. No, I didn't know. How was I supposed to know? I'm still young, and that is still affecting me even now. It has to do with our leaders. Like it's very ridiculous when you think about it, man. They act like they are perfect. You'd swear that they're just like these perfect people. They never get angry. They never make mistakes. Someone said laws are created for poor people, or jail is for poor people, something like that. I know rich people do get arrested too, but I mean, when it comes to like minor crime, bro, like poor people end up in jail, you know, for minor crime. A lot of these people who are on top, they do the things that we get arrested for, but we just don't see it because they're too damn powerful. A person can drink alcohol and go to work. You know, the rules were not for them; they were for us to control us. You know, they are having a full human experience. Because some of these things is just being human. I'm not saying go to work drunk or anything like that, you know. But I'm just trying to show you that if you are at the bottom, you suffer if the leaders are not qualified to be leaders. They were selected because they were loved by other people, you know. So there won't be fairness. So it's one of the things that are making this human experience to be extremely horrible. You have to deal with the system. I can imagine how hard it would be for you if you're a very intelligent person and you realize how flawed the system is and you're like, what the hell is going on? This reminds me of the movie Idiocracy. So this guy, he was not very intelligent. He decided, I don't know actually what happened, but he was put inside this machine that kind of kept him frozen, you know, so he stopped aging, and yeah, he kept on breathing, but he was kind of like frozen. I'm not even sure if he continue to breathe. But he woke up 500 years into the future, and he found out that people were dumb, right? People were dumber than they were before. So now he's like the most intelligent person. One of my favorite scenes was when he got arrested. He escaped prison. Escaping prison was the easiest thing ever, and they were surprised how he was able to escape. Like it was so easy because he was so intelligent. So everyone was surprised. But yeah, he had to suffer a lot because the leaders were dumb and they didn't understand him. Like, he was surprised by everything. He would try to explain things to people, things that are supposed to be easy to understand, and they will not be able to understand him or agree with him. The world is not run by the most intelligent people, the most capable people. It's run by those who were given power by nature. Goliath wasn't a leader because he was super intelligent, all of that. He had a great heart. He was just big. He was bigger than everyone. So he automatically became a boss. He automatically became a king. He automatically became a warrior. He automatically became a leader. Think of how it is in prison. It's the biggest, the baddest, the most ruthless that will become a leader. Not the most intelligent. And that is why life in prison is hard. You could be in prison and you're super intelligent and you'll actually make things better in prison. But you ain't gonna be no leader in prison. Right? They'll look at you and be like, this person is weak, this person is not willing to do this person is not big enough to actually defend themselves and all of that. That's what they'll be looking at. But you could be the person that will create rules that will actually work for everyone in prison, and you find that everyone is happy in the end. Because some of the things that are allowed in prison don't make any sense, bro. You're like, dude, we can't violate human rights like that, because the person is in prison. Now they can be not even gonna say it, but the fact that happens a lot and people don't even know where they can get help. I don't know if they pin you down and do what they do to you, if there's a person that you can approach and be like, yo, that was done to me, if you will actually get help. If those people will be punished, and if they're going to be punished accordingly. Because some things shouldn't be allowed, bro. For real, like some things shouldn't be allowed. But I'm pretty sure these things happen all the time and people don't have anyone to call. It's because they are in prison. When some people were wrongfully convicted, it happens a lot. You find that you're not a real criminal, you're not even a criminal, and you find yourself with actual criminals. You find yourself with real animals, bro. Like people that are willing to do whatever, like they don't care. Like they can take your life for stupid reasons. Can take your life because you didn't agree to do something that they asked you to do. But like, okay, you don't agree, all right. Talking about like the most ruthless people, put you in a place with these people, and now you have to obey them, and those will make you realize that the world is not owned by the kindest people. Like, you get what I'm saying? The same way that prisons are not owned by the kindest people. Like the ones who run prisons, they are not the most kind. Like, it's not like if you are super kind and you get locked up, people are gonna be like, whoa, this person is kind, let's listen to them, let's obey them. No. They have to fear you. They have to know that you're ruthless. This is how it works in this world. If you're kind, the world has never been kind to people who are kind. It doesn't work that way. No one who was actually kind. Okay, I don't even want to put it that way. But here's the thing. Do you think that there's been a war in history that was won by the kindest people? The people who actually wrote history. Do you feel like they were the kindest, they were the nicest? Even if in the end they became good, but they had to be ruthless first. That is what's crazy. If you're not ruthless, you're gonna be led by someone who's ruthless. So you're gonna have to obey someone who's ruthless. Isn't that sad? But it's also our fault as a collective, because we allow nature to control us. I keep on telling people that to truly be good, you must not be controlled by nature. If we all just allowed nature to control us, like this world would be like much worse than it is today. You must be able to think, like, is this really the right thing to do? Is this the person that I should be with? Is this person a good friend? Like, forget how you feel, Forget how you feel sometimes. Is this lady right for me? Look, she now wants me because I have a good paying job, or my business is thriving. I'm able to buy a lot of things that I want. But if I didn't have what I have, would she still want me? I know that I'm attracted to her and all that, but would she still want me? What if I end up losing the things that I have? And here's the thing. The kind of women who would make it harder for you to thrive are the women who are in your life because of what you have. This woman is only in your life because of what you have. If she's only in your life because of what you have, she's not even gonna care much about you becoming, big, like what is best for you. Right? You need a woman who actually cares about you as a person. Like, she wants you to grow. She wants you to achieve things. She's not there to just get what she wants from you. There are some women who come into your life because they want what you have. Like, yo, I'm gonna get this and this and this and this. And when the time when they realize that now you're losing, then they leave. So you want a woman who cares about you as a person. So you must be able to ask yourself, yes, I'm attracted to this woman. Yes, that's 100% true. But does she really care about me? This woman, I might not be super attracted to her, but she really cares about me. Meaning that even if I fall, she's gonna pick me up. Meaning that it will take longer for her to give up on me if she ends up giving up on me than it will take this one to give up on me. This one, if I lose what I have today, tomorrow she's gone. This one will stick a little longer. Yes, this guy is very charismatic. Yes, I'm tempted to vote for this guy to win. But will he really be a good leader? Won't we suffer? No, this won't be a good leader. I'm picking this one because he has real leadership qualities. He cares. He's intelligent. He's willing to go the extra mile. This leader will make things better for everyone. Yes, this guy is handsome. But will he be a great father? Won't he run away? Will he provide for our kids? Is he someone that I want my kids to look up to? Yes, I'm attracted to him. Yes, I'm happy when I'm around him. Yes, he's smooth. But this one, This one is a bit different. This one is not super attractive. I'm not super attracted to this one, but he cares. He cares. He'll be there for me. He will not abandon me. He's not lying when he say he actually wants to be with me. He will, he will be there for me. He'll be there for his kids. He's a family man. When you make decisions like looking at things that way, you're very likely to make the right decisions. The problem is that we do not think that way. You hear people saying the president is funny. Yeah, why does it matter? You shouldn't even see that. The president is funny. He's not a comedian. He's not Chris Rock. He's not even supposed to be. Those are not the kind of compliments that you should be giving, your president. No, the right kind of compliments should be related to what he's supposed to be doing. Is he able to do his job correctly? A lot of government officials in South Africa are getting exposed. Some of the people who be making decisions for everyone. Father, this person is on top. They're literally making decisions for everyone. They're corrupt. They have big positions, but they're corrupt. And you're like, damn, this is just ridiculous. Because you expect the people who are kind, capable, who care, to be on top. But the world is upside down. The world is run by the most ruthless, while the people who are actually good are at the bottom. Doesn't that suck? Isn't that sad? It's upside down. So, of course, you should expect suffering in that kind of realm. Because what will happen? Some of y'all, if you're a Gnostic, you'd realize that you feel like the demiurge is so damn unfair. Just because you deserve to, like, it's gonna sound crazy, but you are more deserving to be a god than he is. You are actually more deserving because you will create a better world. He can't create a better world because he lacks godly qualities. He just has power. So he's God, but he lacks godly qualities. So of course, the realm is gonna suck. Because the God of this realm lack godly qualities. In fact, he has all the qualities of the devil, but he lacks godly qualities. Isn't that sad? A lot of young people in South Africa are suffering because those who came before them and became leaders are not good leaders. A lot of children are suffering because those who are leading, those who are old enough to make decisions for them, are not making the right decisions. Being old doesn't mean that you're going to be making the right decisions. Most of these kids, when they're still young, they're very rational. They have something that can really change the world, but we force them to dim their light. We force them to change, to become what the system wants, but we have to corrupt them to become what the system wants. And that is sad, because they're no longer themselves. Now they became a show of what they used to be. Now they play by rules that they don't agree with, rules that don't make any sense to them. They have asked questions in the beginning, but they've learned pretty quickly that that was forbidden. They were punished for asking valid questions. They're like, oh, so we ain't supposed to ask questions? Are you serious? And they stopped. They stopped asking questions. And they allowed nonsense to continue because they stopped asking questions. Remember what I told you about a leader who doesn't deserve to be a leader? It's very jealous of those who really deserve to be leaders. So he will create a system that will make it very difficult for those who deserve to be leaders to be leaders. You see? This reminds me of the story of Jesus. Story of Jesus. When Jesus was born, I'm not sure if it was Herod, Pharaohs, I don't really remember, who ordered his soldiers to, because I think he had that a king was born, so he ordered his soldiers to kill all male children of Bethlehem or something. I don't really remember. I haven't read the Bible. I just listened to people talking about these stories. But he was afraid that a king was born, someone who is actually more deserving than he was to be a king was born. So that's how it is. You will think that someone who's in a position of power, if you are more deserving to be in that position, they would gladly give you the position. No, it doesn't work that way. Humans who are not capable don't want those who are capable to take their position. They will be like, oh, you are more deserving than me, so take the position. No. Humans have big egos. They ain't allowing that. They're comfortable, they're eating. So of course, they will create a system that will make it hard for people who really deserve to be where they are, to be where they are. So they will try to dim the light. So you find that now children who are really good at, who would actually become great leaders, have to be distracted, and they'll have to be forced to dim their lights. They have to stop asking questions. They have to stop challenging the system. If there are things that don't make sense about the system, they ain't supposed to talk. They ain't supposed to ask questions. That teachers were trained to discourage them from asking questions. When they ask a question, be like, huh? Why do you ask a question like that? Okay, it may seem like children are encouraged to ask questions. No, they're not. They're only encouraged to ask certain questions. Questions that the answers to those questions ain't really going to help them. If they're asking serious questions, you'll see that they're not actually allowed to ask serious questions. It's like if a person is not free, but they think they're free. When they make a decision to do things that a person who's really free should do, you'd realize that they're not free. They'll just believe that they were. You're only allowed to be as free as they want you to be. So you think that is freedom, but when it's time to make real decisions as a person who's actually free, you realize that you're not. You're not free. It's just an illusion. So we've created a system that kills the spark in us that would actually make the world better. So this spark, as we get older, it loses its power, and it gets to a point where we lose it completely. you hit the age of 25 and it isn't there anymore. Isn't that sad? Like I've been telling you that this world is killing our souls, right? Slowly. How we're supposed to be soulless, we're supposed to be robotic. And that is why the Gnostics talk about what they call a divine spark. Like we all had a divine spark that we need to awaken, that we need to ignite. We must be honest if something is not right, We must be honest enough to say, it isn't, rather than pretending as if it is. Like you can see that the system isn't fair. You can see that the system is flawed, but you don't want to say anything and you want to blame those who say something about it. You say they are complaining. Maybe they are brave. Maybe you're not brave. Maybe you are this person who gets bullied and say nothing about it. Like you deserve to be bullied. Like, yeah, because they are more powerful than me, they should bully me. But the one who complains is better. The one who's able to say this is wrong, the one who's able to stand up for themselves that way, that person is better. The person is brave. There's a reason why it's difficult to speak the truth in this realm. And really, you must look at the people who speak the truth as brave. Because it's not easy. You don't just speak the truth and just get away with it without any punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like this realm still finds a way to punish you for speaking the truth. You might lose the people that you love. You might lose your job. You might lose your popularity. You might lose whatever benefits that you were getting for being fake. And you want your life to be as easy as possible. What makes your life to be easy is the people who are in your life, them treating you well. So if they stop treating you well because you're brave enough to speak the truth, that's going to make your life hard. So you being willing to lose that just because you want to speak the truth, that is bravery. So we must be honest. We're not honest enough about the problems that we're dealing with, and we're not dealing with these problems accordingly. Like we're not responding the way that we should be responding to the problems that we have as a collective. As a collective, we're not. In South Africa, when we have a serious problem, we just go on strike. But like, yeah, there's gonna be a shutdown today. No one is going to work today. We're just gonna go on strike. You're like, how does that solve anything? It's like every time when there's a problem, people go on strike. You'll be like, it's not helping. It really doesn't help. Like these problems need people to sit down and come up with intelligent solutions. Let's stop with this singing thing. It's not helping. Let's stop with being loud. Like, yeah, we need this today. We sit down, have real conversations. What are the problems? What is causing these problems? How do we become with intelligent solutions? It's not like that. Always coming up with really stupid solutions. You're like, this is going to backfire in 5 years. It may look like it's the right solution, but it's going to backfire in 5 years. So for now, it'll work. But for those who will still be here in 5 years, it ain't going to work anymore. Is that what we want? Of course, no, that's not what we want. We need to be serious, man. Otherwise, it will just keep on getting worse and worse. So the problems that we have are going to keep on existing, and we're going to keep on complaining about them and acting like we're going to solve these problems, but ending up not solving them. That is not a beautiful thing. We are bringing children into this room. It's not just about us, you know. I'm 30. I'm not 30, 32. Um, there are children that are still being born. They will be the ones who have to face the consequences of the decisions that my generation made. They will have to face the consequences of our weaknesses. If we were weak as a generation, that means the next generation is going to suffer. It's like comrade marathon. If the one that is supposed to hand you the stick wasn't running fast enough, that means you're going to have to run. You're going to have to fly, basically. And that's what some parents put their children through. They just walk while other parents are running. They walk while you're waiting for the stick, and they give you the stick. Now, the people that you're supposed to compete with, they are very far now, and you have to catch up with them, which is like impossible for many unless you can fly. It's sad. So we have to think about what the people that we're bringing to this realm are going to be dealing with, because it's not just about us. You know, some of us were like, we're not even going to bring people into this room because of what we saw, because we're realizing that not enough is being done to change things for the better. So we're like, nope, because we will be bringing people here just to suffer for our weaknesses as a generation. We're not really fixing the world. We're not fixing the mistakes of God, you know, the mistakes of nature. We're not looking at the mistakes of the universe. We always want to tell ourselves that the universe is perfect, or God is perfect, or nature is perfect. If nature was perfect, there would be no natural disasters. If God was perfect, there wouldn't be horrible things that are happening to people. If the universe was perfect, there would be fairness in the world. But it's not like that. It's us, the conscious beings, that are able to experience what is going on, that are being affected by what is going on. It's up to us to decide what is really best. You know, it's up to us to decide what kind of world that we want. Is this really the world that we want? Is this the world? Is this world really making sense to us? Are these people that are becoming our leaders really making the best decisions for us? Are we selecting the best leaders, or we're selecting the most charismatic leaders? Do we understand enough about the problems that we have in the world? Do we understand what is really going on in our countries? What is causing the problems that we have? Are we that willing to educate ourselves? Are we that willing to think thoroughly about things? Or we're allowing the force that has been making us make bad decisions in the past to keep us from making good decisions in the future? We shouldn't allow the system to kill our spark, to kill the spark in our children, the kids that are still growing. They have potential, but if the system is rigged, they will end up like us. One of the biggest problems. Thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Uh, thank you all for the comments in my videos. Thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for the donations. Um, it really means a lot. Thank you all for sharing my videos. Thank you for watching. It's beautiful. Being able to watch until the end. We talking about some really deep stuff. So it's it really does mean a lot that you are able to watch until the end. Thank you, guys.